What's up, FTMKickstart? It's Spencer, and it's topic 5. Binders, Packers, STPs, and I will go, I guess, pretty much in the order that I started using them, and which ones I have. For binders, I started binding out with an ace bandage. I strongly recommend that you do not use it. You can easily break a rib, crack a rib, so on. It can, even if you bind for so long, it can really actually put damage, make damage to your lungs. So, even binding for a long time is not a good thing. But an ace bandage, it just puts all the binding right here. It doesn't spread it out across your whole body, on your shoulders. It just does. It's not an equal spread out, because if you bind too tight and whatnot. So if you do, at least just do it lightly. You personally probably feel like even the tightest you can get it, you still feel like you're not that flat. But I promise you, you are flatter than what you think. I started out, though, obviously, I binded for maybe a month, and then my girlfriend was kind enough to buy me my first one. It was a small, which fit me very well. It's a small tri-top triple compression from FTM Underworks. It hits me right about underneath, right where the ribs end. But I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm about 5'8", 5'9". To a lot of guys, at least that I know, they're only like, they're a little bit shorter than me. But that one hits me right. It ends right at the end of my ribs. I can actually no longer wear my small. I have, now that I'm on team, my body's changing. I actually cannot fit into it anymore because it restricts my breathing to the point where it hurts, or it hurts my chest, it hurts my shoulders, it digs in too tight. That's the only problem you will see, I guess, that I've seen when I first got it, is that it itches and it cuts into you right underneath your armpits and a little bit on your shoulders. But that's not, it's not huge. You can just wear like a beater underneath it. I got mine for, it's $29.99 on FTM Underworks. I don't know what the price, I'm sure it's the same. But if you use the code under UNDER10, the number, so UNDER10, you get a 10% discount when you buy the binder. I believe that's still going on. And so, it brings it down to about $25, like $27.99, I think it is. I don't know, a couple of dollars you get off, but hey, it's a couple of dollars. So yeah, I am kind of a little self-conscious though about my medium binder. I feel like I have to layer more. But again, that's me just not thinking I'm flat enough, but everyone else tells me that you can't even tell. So, you're always going to perceive yourself, I feel like you're going to have a bigger chest than what you really are, or, whatnot. So yeah, I really do recommend the tri-top. I bought in a couple for some guys, and they say they work really well, and I've heard really good things about them. So yeah, I highly recommend the tri-top. For Packers, actually what I first bought was, I bought the, what was it? I got it from toolshedtoys.com. It was an STP Packer, but the STP didn't work that well because it had a nipple on it. It was like the nipple style, not the medicine spoon, and it just doesn't work with my anatomy very well, and so I just, I cut the nipple off because of the bad seal that it had, and I just pack with it. I don't pack as much anymore just because it's so hot, but, and he's really dirty, and I apologize for how dirty it is. But I did end up saving, though, once I cut it out, I saved the tubing and the, for just in case I want to make another one down the road. I also had an old STP that I tried. After cutting the nipple off, I tried putting my medicine spoon onto it. It didn't work, but I saved him just in case. But he's kind of dirty because what I used to hold my packer in place. But it's just like this. He's nothing big. I think he was 3.5. He's not that big. And you still got the hole in him. And it works really well, I guess, to pack with. But how I hold my packer in place is, this one's really stretched out. All I did was took like a sock, like the toe part of the sock. I cut it off, I would say, I think it was like 5 inches. And the best thing to do is, I have a safety pin, but the best thing to do is to sew around that hole that you it's not even a hole. You literally just snip just maybe a quarter of an inch or a half an inch of slit into the sock, enough to where like the ball's sitting there really good, and where the shaft can just you know and sew around that hole so it doesn't rip. Mine has ripped, so I ended up pinning it because I haven't gotten a chance to go out. But yeah, I just use a sock and I put it like the balls into the toe part of the sock, and just put the shaft through. I know this looks painful, but I promise you it's not. I found that I will just pack and then just use a medicine spoon as an STP, which works really well, I think. But some guys, want to do the STP packer. It feels better for them. But yeah, so I put it in there and it's just like that. In my pants, it's nothing big, it's nothing extreme. It gives me the bulge that I need, that I can feel comfortable with. But I take it and I just like pin it to my boxers right along, this part. There's a seam here where they sewed it back on, and I do it right where my I guess the hole is where you whip it out, and I pin it there, and it sits in in the right spot to where it gives me the bulge. I don't pack now because it is literally 98 degrees out and it is just too hot, and it doesn't really bother me that much. But I did pack pre-T. I packed like a month, not even. It was a couple weeks when I was pre-T, and then I got on T, and then I really started packing. I think it just helped me more. It made me feel more, made me feel better about myself. But the tips with the sock though, I use a black sock because that's the only socks I wear are black. But the best thing to do is to use like an elastic sock, a tight sock, something that will really hold it in place, so it's not turning in your pants. And sew along. Make sure to sew along that hole, so it doesn't stretch out, and it'll eventually if I didn't have a safety pin here, it'll eventually it'll hang out in your pants, and it'll hang like that in your pants. So like this part that's supposed to be against your body will come out over, and it's really awkward trying to fix it in public. You have to go in the bathroom and whatnot. But I mean, I don't really pack that much anymore. It's really way too hot. I don't feel like I need to do it anymore. I passed really well before, but I don't feel like I need to pass. I don't feel like people are staring at my junk. So yeah, I mean, I don't really pack that much. Some guys do. Some guys feel like they can't. I know some guys who pack all the time. I know guys who've never packed. I mean, it's just personal preference. It's not a requirement of a trans person, a trans guy, to have to pack. It's all just personal preference. So I mean, I know you can get them on. You can get just the packer on toolshedtoys.com for I think it's like $27, I believe, $25. But that was the STP packer, which I ended up paying, or Whitney ended up paying $52 for, my girlfriend. And then I just took the tubing out, but I saved it. So if I want to make another one. STP though, I actually carry around with me all the time. It is just a simple medicine spoon. And I had one where I cut straight up and down, and I noticed that it didn't give me like a constant stream. It kind of was just like trickling out. Again, medicine spoon doesn't work for everyone. It's all a matter of how comfortable you are with it, how well you can, real quick slip it under there, get in the right spot, and you're not leaking all over yourself. And I know it's uncomfortable for some guys because it's just too hard of an edge against, your parts, which is understandable. I mean, it can hurt if you just are real quick trying to do it and whip it out. The only problem I do have with the STP, or my STP, which is my medicine spoon, is that I feel like it makes that noise that you can hear it running through a tube. So where it's running through something when you're going to the bathroom, so people are kind of, what's going on, why does it sound like it's water's running through a tube or it's running through something to, to me, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's probably just a subconscious thing. Maybe people don't even notice it. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't use the urinal. At work I do just because there's only one, but I typically just go in the stall. I try to, I guess if I feel like it's making noise and I feel uncomfortable about it, I will, kind of just kind of cough or something just to, or try to readjust so it doesn't make that sound. But I've never had a problem with it, leaking or anything. I mean, that's pretty much the cheapest. It's like $3 at Walmart. It comes with it comes with like the medicine spoon is like a dropper. And I know some guys have taken the rubber part off the dropper, cutting it out so it looks like this part of the medicine spoon. They cut it out, so it looks like it's like a cup, I guess. And putting it on the end, and it just feels better. It's softer on the skin, and it makes a good enough seal. I mean, it's all personal preference. It's worth to try out. I mean, it's $3 at Walmart, Target, whatever. So yeah, that's what I use. The only time I have a problem, I guess, I do try to avoid going to the bathroom in public, just I guess for not even my safety, just the anxiety, I guess, of having the fear of like 6 guys in there and them hearing like my crazy thought of it. You can hear it go through the actual spoon, and you can hear like the hollowness of, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. I haven't asked anyone to stand next to the door in the bathroom while I pee to see, I guess it could be just me going crazy. I don't know. Yeah, so that would be, I guess that's my tips and what I use for my binders packed with STPs. I hope it helps, and I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys next week.